River City, next station stop.
You're crazy with the heat. Credit is no good to a notion salesman.
River City, River City.
Why not? What's the matter with credit?
It's old-fashioned. Charlie, you're an animal salesman. Your firm gives credit?
No, sir.
Nor anybody else.
Board, all aboard.
Cash for the merchandise. Cash for the button books.
Cash for the cotton goods. Cash for the hard goods.
Cash for the soft goods. Cash for the fancy goods.
Cash for the noggins and the piggins and the firkins.
Cash for the hogshead, cask and demijohn. Cash for the crackers and the pickles and the flypaper.
Look, what do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it?
What do you talk?
You can talk, you can talk. You can bicker, you can talk. You can bicker, bicker, bicker. You can talk, you can talk. You can talk, 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 talk. Bicker, bicker, bicker. You can talk all you want, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't. But you gotta know the territory. When it's a Model T Ford in trouble, make the people want to go. Want to get up and go. 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 22, 23 miles to the county seat.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Who's gonna patronize a little bitty 2x4 kind of store anymore?
What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where you get it? At the Model T and all, take a gander at the store, at the modern store, at the present day store, at the present day modern departmentalized grocery store.
What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it?
What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it?
You can talk, you can bicker. You can talk, you can bicker. You can talk, 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 talk. Bicker, bicker, bicker. You can talk all you want, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't, but you gotta know the territory. Why, it's you need a biscuit maker trouble. You need to put the crackers in a package in a package. You need a biscuit in an airtight sanitary package. Get the Cracker Barrel obsolete, 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 obsolete.
Cracker Barrel went out the window, but the mail comes cut plug, torn by the stove. Changed the approach of a traveling salesman. Made it pretty hard.
No, it didn't, but you gotta know the territory. Gone.
Gone with the hogshead, cask and demijohn. Gone with the sugar barrel, pickle barrel, milk can. Gone with the tub and the pail and the tears.
Ever meet a fella by the name of Hill?
Hill?
No! Just a minute.
Never heard of any salesman Hill.
Now, he doesn't know the territory.
Doesn't know the territory.
What's the fella's line?
Never worries about his line.
Never worries about his line.
Or the Cracker Barrel being obsolete, or the you need a biscuit in an airtight sanitary package, or the Model T Ford.
Just a minute.
Never worries about his line.
Never worries about his line.
Or a doggone thing. He's just a bang, beat, bell, ringing, big hog, break, go, neck, another rip forward every time the bullseye salesman. That's Professor Harold Hill.
Tell us, what's his line? What's his line?
He's a fake kid. He doesn't know the territory.
Look, what do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
He's a music man.
He's a what?
He's a music man, and he sells clarinets to the kids in the town with the big trombones and the rat-a-tat drums and the big brass bass, and the piccolo, uniforms too with the shiny gold braid on the coat and a big red stripe running.
Well, I don't know much about bands, but I do know you can't make a living selling big trombones, no sir. Mandolin picks, perhaps, and here and there a juice hunt.
No, the fella sells bands, boys' bands. I don't know how he does it. But he lives like a king, and he dallies, and he gathers, and he plucks, and he shines, and when the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him. Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Yes, sir! When the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But he doesn't know the territory.
State line in Iowa, population 2,212. River City, cigarettes illegal in this state. Board.
All right, if you're all through, I'll tell you all about Harold Hill.
You really know Harold Hill?
I've never met the man in my life, but I'll tell you this much. He's given each and every one of us a black eye. After he's worked the town over, the next salesman to arrive automatically gets tar and feathers, rode out to the city limits on a regular. You think that's funny? You just wait till it happens to you. Your hair never grows back.
But why should he get rode out of town on a rail?
Well, because in order to sell them kids those band instruments and uniforms and instruction books, he has to guarantee to teach them kids how to play. Well, and to form them kids into a band, with himself as the leader.
Well, what's the matter with that?
He don't know one note from another. That's what's wrong with that. He couldn't even tell a bass drum from a pipe organ. Why, I'll catch up with that swindling two-bit deliverer, and when I do, I'm gonna scream so loudly!
You're mad. I'd sure like to be around when you catch up with that fella.
Well, it won't be out this truck. Not out in Iowa. Even the great Professor Harold Hilton is trying to sell these neck-blowed Hawkeyes out here.
Aboard! All aboard!
Gentlemen, you're intrigued. I think I'd like to give Iowa a try. Say, I don't believe that I covered great. Oh, and I don't believe that I dropped.
Mr. Squires, I'm interested in a rig for Sunday, if you can accommodate me.
Then I expect you ought to see the man in charge of hiring rigs. Who is late as usual? Hey, Gregory!
Marcellus!
Why you all
Oh, shh.
What, Greg, what?
Oh, the name's Professor Hill. Harold Hill.
But Greg, what are you doing here? Why didn't you tell me he was coming?
I didn't know I was coming myself. Besides, how'd I know you'd end up in a little tent down like this? You were a pretty big slicker when you were in business with me.
Too many close shaves the way you were. Besides, I got me a nice, comfortable girl, Ethel Toffelmeyer. Boss's niece.
You've gone legitimate, huh? I knew you'd come to no good.
So, what's the new pitch? Oh, Greg, you're not back in the band business, are you? I heard you was in steamed automobiles.
And I was.
What happened?
Somebody actually invented one.
No.
Now give me the lowdown around here, Mars.
Well, you never get anywhere in the band business with these stubborn islands, Greg. Besides, we got a stuck-up music teacher who will expose you before you get your grip unpacked.
Male or female?
Well, the music teacher? She's a librarian, female.
Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. If she passes by, you point her out to me, okay?
I will. So how are you going to start the pitch?
Oh, the same old way. I keep the music teacher off balance, and then the next step is to get your town out of the serious trouble that it's in.
River City isn't in any trouble.
Then I'll have to create something. I have to create a desperate need for a boys' band. Oh, you remember? Now, what's new around here? What can I use?
Nothing. Except the billiard hall just put in a new pool table.
They never had a pool table before?
No, only billiards.
That'll work. Okay, Mark. See you later. You remember, music teacher.
Music teacher.
You're a Mr. Dunlop.
Yeah.
Now, either you're closing your eyes to a situation that you do not wish to acknowledge, or you're unaware of the caliber of disaster indicated by the presence of a pool table in your community. Well, you got trouble, my friends. Right here, say trouble right here in River City. Why, sure, I'm a billiard player. Certainly mighty proud to say. I'm always mighty proud to say it. I consider that the hours I spend with a cue in my hand are golden. I'm supposed to be a horse sense with a cool head and a keen eye. Do you ever think and try to give an ironclad leave to yourself from a three-rail billiard shot? But just as I say it takes judgment, brains, and maturity to score in a ball-playing game, I say that any boo can take and shove a ball in his pocket, and I call that slop. The first big step on the road to the depths of degradé. I say first it's a little medicinal wine from a teaspoon, then beer from a bottle. And the next thing you know, your son is playing for money in a pinchback suit. Can't listen to some big out-of-town Jasper. Hear him tell about horse race gambling. Not a wholesome trot race, no, but a race where they sit down right on the horse. Like to see some stuck-up jockey boy sitting on damn patch, making blood boil, I should say. Now, friends, let me tell you what I mean. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets in a table. Pockets that marks the difference between a gentleman and a bum with a capital B that rhymes with P, that stands for pool. And all week long, your River City youth will be frittered away. I said your young men will be frittered away. Their noontime, supper time, chore time too. Get the ball in the pocket, never mind getting dandelions pulled for the screen door patch or the beefsteak pounded. Never mind pumping any water to your parents' account with a cistern empty on a Saturday night. Yeah, that's trouble. Oh yes, you got lots and lots of trouble. I'm thinking of the kids in the Knickerbocker, shirt-tail young ones, peeking in the pool hall window after school. You got trouble. Folks right here in River City. Trouble with the capital T, that rhymes with P. That stands for pool. Now, I know all you folks are the right kind of parents. I'm going to be perfectly frank. Would you like to know what kind of conversation goes on while they're loafing around that hall? They'll be trying out Beagle, trying out Cuban, trying out tailor-mades like cigarette beans, and bragging all about how they're going to cover up a telltale breathless sense. And one fine night, they leave the pool hall, heading for the dance of the hungry, libertine men and scarlet women in ragtime, shameless music that'll drag your son, your daughter to the arms of the jungle, animal instinct, mass hysteria. Friends, the idle brains, the devil's playground, trouble. Oh, yeah, trouble. Right here in River City. Right here in River City. The capital T, that rhymes with P, that stands for pool. That stands for pool. We surely got trouble. We surely got trouble. Right here in River City. Gotta figure out a way to keep our young ones moral after school.
Our children's children never have children.
Mothers of River City, heed this warning before it's too late. Watch for the telltale signs of corruption. The moment your son leaves the house, does he rebuckle his knickerbockers below the knee? Is there a nicotine stain on his index finger? Is there a dime novel hidden in the corn crib? Is he starting to memorize jokes out of Captain Billy's whiz bang? Or certain words creeping into his conversation? Words like swell, And so is your old man. If so, my friends, you got trouble.
Oh, we got trouble.
Right here in our city.
Right here in our city.
Capital T, not rhymes with P. That stands for fool.
That stands for fool.
We really got trouble.
We sure got trouble.
Right here. Remember the Maine, Plymouth Rock, and the Golden Rule.
Our children's children gonna have trouble.
Oh, we got trouble. We're in terrible, terrible trouble. That game with the 15 other balls is the devil's tool. Trouble, trouble, trouble.
Oh, yes, we got trouble here. We got big trouble.
Right with me. That's for fool. Excuse me, did you drop your,
No,
did I meet you in that, the place with...
no.
I'm only gonna be in town a short while.
Good.
Thank you, Dora.
Keep on, Amaryllis. I'll be there in a minute. Hello, Mama. Fine, dear. Now your exercises.
Yes, ma'am. I don't remember the library being open last 4th of July.
It was, Mama, all evening. Mama, a man with a suitcase has been following me all over town.
Oh, who?
I never saw him before.
Did he say anything?
He tried.
Did you say anything?
Mama, of course not. Now don't dawdle, Amaryllis. Begin here, please. So do, la, re, ti, mi, a little slower. And please keep your fingers curved as nice and high as you possibly can. Don't get faster, dear.
Well, if you don't mind my saying so, it wouldn't have hurt you to find out what the gentleman wanted.
I know what the gentleman wanted, Mama.
What did?
You'll find it in Balzac.
Well, excuse me for living, but I never read it.
Neither has anyone else in this town.
There you go again with the same old comment about the low mentality of River City people and taking it all too much to heart.
Now, Mama, as long as the Madison Public Library was entrusted to me for the purpose of improving River City's cultural level, I can't help my concern that the ladies of River City keep ignoring all my counsel and advice.
My darling, when a woman has a husband and you've got none, why should she take advice from you? Even if you can't quote Balzac and Shakespeare and all them other highfalutin Greeks.
Now, Mama, if you don't mind my saying so, you have a bad habit of changing every subject.
No, I haven't changed the subject. I was talking about that stranger.
What stranger?
The suitcase who may be your very last chance.
Mama, do you think that I'd allow a common match? No, really, Mama, I have my standards where men are concerned, and I have no intention.
I know all about your standards, and if you don't mind my saying so, there's not a man alive who could hope to measure up to the blend of Paul Bunyan, St. Pat, and Noah Webster. You can walk before you sing, and your Irish imagination, your Irish stubbornness, and your library full of books.
Well, that isn't the best I've ever heard.
Thank you. Can I have a drink, please?
May I have a
May
drink?
I have a drink, please?
Yes, dear.
Ring trumpets after dark. Is that the way to walk into the house?
Hello.
That won't do at all. I'll have a kiss from me boy. And that lady over there is your sister, young man. Hello, Winthrop. Winthrop, where's your manners?
I'm having a party on Saturday. Will you please come? I would very much like it if you'd come. Winthrop?
Winthrop Amaryllis has invited you to her party. Are you going or aren't you?
No.
No what?
No, thank you.
You know the little girl's name.
I bet you won't sing Amaryllis because of his list. He's ashamed.
We know all about his list, Amaryllis. Well, Winthrop?
Oh, Betty won't say it. No, thank you, Amaryllis. Amaryllis! Amaryllis! He's crying. Why does he get so mad at people just because he lisps?
It's not only because of his lisp. That's just part of it, Amaryllis.
What's the other part?
Never mind, dear. It's just that he never talks very much.
Not even to you and your mother?
No, dear. We all have to be a little patient.
I'm patient, even though he doesn't ever talk to me. But I do him every night. I say goodnight to him on the evening star. You have to say it right when you see it, or it doesn't count. Good night, my Winthrop. Sleep tight.
There, darling. Don't cry. You have lots of time. If not Winthrop, there'll be someone else.
Never. Or I'll end up in home being like you. I'm sorry, Miss Marion. Can I play my crosshand?
May I play my
May
cross?
I play my crosshand piece?
You may.
See, without a sweetheart, we wouldn't know when to say goodnight to on the evening star.
I know, Amaryllis. For the time being, just say, good night, my someone. You can put the name in when the right someone comes along.
All right. It's better than nothing.
Yes, it is. Now you can play your crosshand piece.
Now I may play my crosshand.
Good night, my someone. Good night, my love. Sleep tight, my someone. Sleep tight, my love. Our star is shining, its brightest light. For good night, my love, for good night. Sweet dreams be yours, dear, if dreams there be. Sweet dreams to carry you close to me. I wish they may, and I wish they might. Now good night, my someone, good night. True love can be whispered from heart to heart. When lovers are parted, they say. But time must be bent on a wish and a song, as long as my heart doesn't know. Sweet dreams be yours, dear, if dreams there be. Sweet dreams to carry you close to me. I wish they may, and I wish they might. Now good night, my someone, good night. Good night. Good
leading the singing. And to J.C. Squires for his fines, very often slide. And to Ethel Toffenmeyer, our fine piano player. As Mayor of River City, I welcome you, River City's citizens, to the 4th of July exercises set up for the indoors here in Madison Gymnasium on account of the weather. 4 score and 7 years. The members of the school board will now present a patriotic tableau. Members of the school board will not present a patriotic tableau. Instead, the Watan-Yi girls of the local wigwam of Hiawatha will present a spectacle. My wife. In which my wife, Lily McKechnie Shin, will take a leading part.
Is that the invitation? Oh, that's not.
Mrs. Shin will recover. Oh, thanks to such young ruffian who's a disgrace to our city. 4 and 70. Payne's fireworks spectacle, the last days of Pompeii, will take place, providing the rain stops by 9:30. Be out to Madison Picnic Park in the far meadow, across the creek from the pest house.
How could it be raining? Didn't the Gazette predict fair?
Of course it did. You weren't. That's why we all prepared for the storm.
The Gazette is accurate most of the time, and you know it, JC.
And you wouldn't get very far in the banking business being accurate most of the time.
Let's have
Ah, number 8's coming in. Late again.
Late? I think you're early. She's late, all right.
She's run on time. What's the matter with your watch?
That I said was a...
Never mind! 4 score.
We heard there's a pool table in town.
Just a minute here.
Is there a pool table or isn't there?
Allow me to get on with the exercise.
I don't want any more exercise until we get this pool table matter settled.
Let's protect our children. Resist sin and corruption. Fight that devil and keep our boys pure. Friends, may I have your attention, please? Your attention, please. I can deal with this trouble, friends, with the wave of my hand, this very hand. Please observe me if you will. I'm Professor Harold Hill, and I'm here to organize a River City Boys Band. Oh, think my friends how could any pool table ever hope to compete with a gold trombone? Bra-da, yabba-da-da-da-da-da. Remember, my friends, what a handful of trumpet players did to the fabled walls of Jericho. Whole billion part of walls come tumbling down. What band's gonna do it, my friends? Oh yes, I said a boys band. That didn't hear me. I said River City's gotta have a boys band, and I mean she needs it today. Well, Professor Harold Hill's on hand, and River City's gonna have a boys band. As sure as the Lord made little green apples, that band's gonna be in this one. Johnny, Will, Ted, and Fred. You'll see the glimmer of crashing cymbals, the thunder of rolling drums, and the shiver of trumpets. Ta-ta-da! And they'll feel something akin to the electric thrills I once enjoyed. When Gilmore, Liberace, Pat Conway, the great creator W.C. Handy, and John Philip Sousa all came to town on the same historic day. 76 Charles Rhythmic Parade with 110 cornets close ahead. They were followed by rows and rows of the finest virtuosos supreme of every famous band. 76 trombones from the morning sun with 110 cornets brightly high. There were more than 1,000 reeds, sweeping up like weeds. There were horns of every shape and kind. Copper bottom, timpani, and horse lagoons, thundering, thundering all along the road. Double bell, euphoniums, and big bassoons. Each bassoon had a big fat shake. There were 50 mounted cannons in the battery. Thundering, thundering, louder than me. Clarinets of every size and trumpeters would improvise a whole lot higher than the sky.
Boys,
stirred up since the night Frank Koch and strangled Louis lay on the mat for 3.5 hours without moving a muscle. Never mind. I want that spellbinder's credentials.
Yes, sir.
Well, grab that hold up. You almost blew up this shit.
Thank you, Professor. You gotta make an example of him, you know. The ringleader. What he does, the gang does.
Wild kid ya. Hang around with my oldest girl. His father's one of the day laborers south of town. Wild kid ya. Glad you down Main Street after my oldest girl last Sunday.
I wasn't even tagging.
Don't you contradict
We
me.
was just walking together. Geely, glad.
You watch your phraseology. I know what you're doing, my little Gracie Senior. Now, you stay away from my oldest girl, and you'll hear from me till who laid the rails. Bill, I'll talk to you about this band thing Monday morning down at City Hall, 10 o'clock sharp. And I want that spellbinder's credentials.
Constable, I'll be responsible for the bill.
Professor, you don't know this kid. He's tough, and he's got his gang waiting outside.
Don't worry, I'll be careful. Tommy, I want to talk to you about the band.
Gee, Professor, that's for little kids.
No, I'm not talking about you playing in the band. Now, you're mechanically minded, aren't you? Do you ever do anything with perpetual motion?
You really had it a couple of times.
Oh, you did? Oh, then you're my man. Do you realize that no one has ever invented a music holder or a marching piccolo player? There's no place to hang the music.
Well, I wonder where I can get some wire from.
Oh, look in your cellar. That's where people keep their wire. Oh, wait, Tommy. Now, Constable, I'm going to show you how to break up a gang. Oh, young lady, miss, what's your name?
Anita, I didn't have any idea expecting to me, though. Yeah, good.
Zanita, do you know Tommy's yours?
Well,
Tommy, this is Anita. I want you to escort the young lady home.
only something I'm not going home. I've got to go to the library. Yeah, good.
Okay, I want you to escort the young lady home by way of the library, by way of the candy kitchen.
Yes, sir. Do I have to?
Oh, you have to.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good.
Professor, you're a pretty bright young fellow, but you made a couple of mistakes.
Oh?
The mayor owns that billiard parlor and that new pool table.
Oh. What was my other mistake?
That's Anita. That's the mayor's oldest girl.
Constable,
Professor Hill, we'd like to have your credentials. We're the school board. Academic certificate.
Nothing of the kind.
We need letters and papers. Make him put up a bond.
No, wait, gentlemen, what am I hearing? Say, ice cream.
Ice cream, but I don't see
No, talk then. Down here.
ice cream.
No, talk slow.
Ice cream.
See? Singing is only sustained talking. Now you.
Ice cream.
Now you right here.
Ice cream.
Now you, sir.
Ice cream.
Ladies, from now on, you'll never see one of these men without the other three.
Professor, you're wrong. Why, they have hated each other for 15 years.
Ice cream. Ice cream. Ice cream.
How can there be
Any sin insincere? Where is the good in goodbye? Your apprehensions confuse me, dear. Puzzle and mystify, tell me what can be fair in farewell, dear. While one single star shines above, how can there be any sin insincere? Aren't we sincerely in
yourself. Maybe you
Mr.
just-
Hill.
Oh, Professor.
Professor of what? At what college do they give a degree for annoying women on the street like a Saturday night rowdy at a public dance hall?
No, I wouldn't know anything about that. You see, I'm a conservatory man myself. Gary, Indiana. Whole middle class of rock band.
Even should that happen to be true, does that give you the right to follow me around wherever I go? And another thing, Mr. Hill, I'm not as easily hoodwinked or mesmerized as some people in this town, and I think it only fair to warn you that I have a shelf full of reference books in there, which may very well give me some interesting information about you.
Hey, Greg.
Hey, Marshall. Hey, don't call me Greg.
How'd you make out with your music teacher?
Oh, scrumptious. Ate out of my hand the moment I tipped my hat.
She did. Boy, did you cut a swath tonight? For a minute, even I thought you knew something about leading a band. Like when you used to imitate that band concert fella down in Joplin.
Oh, that's kid stuff. I'm in rare form these days, son. You just keep your eye on me for the next 4 weeks.
4 weeks. But it used to only take 10 days for the instruments to come in.
It still does, but it takes 4 weeks for the uniforms to arrive.
Oh, great. You haven't had any uniforms, have you?
Uniforms and instruction books.
Instruction books? But you can't pass yourself off as no music professor. I mean, not for any 4 weeks.
Mars.
But you don't know one note from another.
Oh, I've got this revolutionary new method called the think system, where you don't even bother with the notes.
But great. After 4 weeks, people are going to want to hear music. You'll have to lead a band.
When the uniforms arrive, they forget about everything else. At least long enough for me to collect and leave. This is a refined operation, Mars. I've got everything timed down to the last wave of the brakeman's hand on the last train out of town. Now, if you'll forgive me, Mr. Washburn, I've got,
Oh, gonna lighten yourself up a little canoodling?
well, I would
Say, I could fix you up with Ethel's sister. Lovely girl, teaches Sunday school.
Oh, no. No wide-eyed, even a wholesome, innocent Sunday school teacher for me. That kind of gal spins webs no spider ever. Now listen, boy. A gal who trades on all that purity merely wants to trade my independence for her security. The only affirmative she will file refers to marching down the aisle. No golden, glorious, gleaming, pristine goddess. No, sir, for no Diana do I play fawn. I can tell you that right now. I snarl, I hiss. How could ignorance be compared to bliss? I spark and I fizz for the lady who knows what time it is. I cheer and I rave for the virtue I'm too late to say. The sad of a wise girl for me. No bright-eyed, blushing, breathless baby, doll baby. No, sir, that kind of child ties knots. No sailor ever knew. I prefer to take a chance on a more adult romance. No duty of this who keeps resisting. All the time she keeps insisting. No bright-eyed, wholesome, innocent female. No, sir, why she's a fish and I'm the fish, you see. I flinch, I shove. When the last with the delicate air goes by, I smile, I grin. When the gal with a touch of sin walks in, I hope and I pray for Hester to win just one more A. The sad but wise girls and girls for me. The sadder but wise girls for me.
Everyone's so excited about the band. I'm Ethel Toppelmeyer, the piano girl. And this is Mrs. Squires and Mrs. Hicks. And of course, you met Eulalie McKechnie, our mayor's wife. Isn't it exciting, Eulalie?
Oh, I couldn't say. I could not say. I simply could not say at this time. My husband will wish to investigate. So naturally, I'm reticent. Oh, yes, I'm reticent.
Of course, Mr. Shin, I understand. But you see, one of my music plans include a ladies' committee on the dance. And no, wait, do that again, Mr. Shin. Your foot, the way you raised it just now.
Oh, good, but I have a one.
Oh, what grace! What natural flow of rhythm, what expression of line and movement.
Oh, Mr. Hill.
Oh, you must must accept the chairmanship of the ladies' committee for the classic dance, mustn't she, ladies? Mustn't she? Oh, every move you make me speak still, sir. Will you? Will you? Please say yes, Mrs. Shin.
You lady, McKechnie, Shin, the dance. Ah, well.
Oh, then you accept.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yay. And of course, thank you so much. And now I would like to talk about the piano teacher, Miss Meredith. What? After all, she is the librarian.
Pick a little, top a little, pick a little, top a little, chip, chip, chip. Pick a lot, pick a little more. Pick a little, top a little, pick a little, top a little, chip, chip, chip. Top a lot, pick a little more. Pick a little, top a little, pick a little, top a little, chip, chip, chip. Top a lot, pick a little more. Pick a little, top a little, pick a little, top a little, chip, 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 chip. Professor, her kind of woman doesn't belong in any committee. Of course, I should tell you this because she advocates dirty books.
Dirty books?
Chops, pick a little, top a little, pick a little, top a little, traveling. All that. Chip, 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 chip. And the worst thing, of course, I should tell you this, but I'll tell. No, the man in the right street, let me tell.
Stop! I'll tell. She made brazen overtures to a man who didn't have a friend in this town until she came here. Old Miser Madison.
Miser Madison? Madison Gymnasium, Madison Picnic Park, and Madison Hospital. That Miser Madison?
Exactly. Who do you think he was, anyway?
Well, I should say, show off. Probably gave the town the library, too, didn't he?
Well, that's just it. When he died, he gave the library building to the city, but he left all the books to her.
She was seen going and coming from his place.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That woman made brazen overtures. With her very clean. Take a little tender eyes, and silver chip, chip, be free. Just step down and you remain on chip, chip, chip. That's always the only little bunch of cheese. That River City, the library building, but he left all the books to her.
Credentials.
Of course. I have just what you need over there at the hotel. Come with me. Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. We're going to live It's okay, I know everything, and well, it doesn't make any difference.
What are you talking about?
Oh, you were probably very young, and anybody can make mistakes.
What?
Oh, please, no apologies and no explanations. I'm only going to be in town for a while, and the sadder but wiser girl for me.
Would you please make your selection and leave?
Oh, I have.
Well, what do you want to take out?
The librarian.
Quiet, please!
The librarian. You're not listening, Mary. Look. Marvel, 6 Steelies, 8 Aggies, a dozen Pee-wees, and 1 big Lassie with an American flag right in the middle. I think I'll drop it.
No!
Madam Librarian. What can I do, my dear, to catch your ear? I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marian, heaven help us if the library is caught on fire. An apology Caitlin, not to whisper things in there. Read. Not in my room. Read. My dear, to make it clear, I need you badly, Madam Librarian. I stumbled, and I watched my what you call it. I lying on the floor and noticed my body had turned to care. Read. Madam Librarian. Read. Now, a man could sing in the light. As we know, Daddy's gone. Everywhere this song is gone. Oh, helping us all. But I tried, dear, to tell you, dear, I need you badly, Madam Librarian. Meredith, it's a long, lost cause. I can never win. Happiness in life's world except forgivable sin. Any talking out loud within. Librarian, just when I come here to tell you, dear, I need you badly, badly, not librarian. Meredith is a long, long cause. I never win. The civilized world accepts the capable sin. Getting on out loud with me. Librarian, such as her. Ladies and gentlemen, come to the librarian, marshmallow. We've actually had a pretty good morning. 11 sales out of 12 tries. Tell you what, it's almost noon, so why don't you go home and get yourself some dinner, and I'll give these next couple a try myself.
All right, bye, Professor.
Hey, thank you, Tom.
Just a minute here. Are you soliciting? You have a license.
Oh, I know, Mr. Mayor. I collect doorbells, and this particular specimen, when you listen to it, it has such a tone.
Flattery will not avail you. Soliciting is statutory in this county. Malfeasance without a permit. Why haven't you been down to City Hall with your references?
Oh, I just missed you, and oh, Mr. Mayor, your hand.
What?
Oh, no, the spread of that little finger. Why, that's hereditary, sir.
It is. What's that mean?
It means that your son's little finger is perfectly positioned to operate the spit valve on the B-flat flugelhorn.
Is that good?
Good. It means that America has finally produced an artist capable of flugling the middle volts in 50 seconds.
How can I get one of those horns?
Oh, sign here, Mr. Mayor. Oh, perfect. And that'll be $17 or import fee. And perfect. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Just think. My son could have missed out on this hole. I haven't got a son! Why, you want stripeless, blue line, you want flightless. Never mind. You just be down to City Hall with your Python papers by 3 o'clock.
Now, do you mean this afternoon?
I couldn't make myself any plainer if I was a Quaker on his day off.
Do you know, Mrs. Brew, that you have the facial characteristics of a cornet virtuoso?
I don't know that I understand you entirely, Professor.
Well, if your son has that same firm chin, those splendid cheek muscles, oh, by George. Not that he can truly be great to understand, but...
Oh, is that so? And in the name of St. Bridget, why not?
Well, all the great cornet virtuoso players, they were Irish. There was O'Clark, O'Mendez, O'Brien.
Professor, we are Irish.
No, really? Oh, well, that clinches it. Oh, sign here, Mrs. Brew. Your son was born to play the cornet. Oh, fine. That'll be $7 service money. Nothing more due until the first installment, payable at the opening of band practice. And thank you. And of course, I'll need the boy's measurements for his uniform.
His uniform?
Oh, why, hello there, son. Why, certainly his uniform. And there won't be a penny due until delivery, which gives you 4 weeks to imagine, to enjoy and anticipate at no cost whatsoever. Never let the demands of tomorrow interfere with the pleasures and excitement of today.
Would it have
a stripe. Yes, a big red stripe running up and down on each side. What do you think of that?
Goodness, you'll have to excuse Winthrop, Professor. We can get him to say 3 words a day, even to us. And if you can get him to play in that band, you'll have St. Michael's own way with you. But if anyone can do it, I bet you can. Out of a crowd, I'd pick you for a hod-carrying, clay-pipe-smoking, shamrock-wearing, harp-playing, burning, terror-solving
Indiana.
I knew it. Get. What'd you say?
Gary, Indiana. In fact, Gary Conservatory was my alma mater.
Was she now?
Oh, yes. Gary, Indiana. Gold medal class of what? Well, how do you do, Miss Peru?
How do you do, Mr. Hill?
Oh, Peru! I knew that name sounded familiar. You know, I tried to see it the other night, and I was...
He wants to put Winthrop in the band.
We're not interested, Mama.
But Marion, the boy might have his father's musical gift. He does have my jaw.
Oh, is your husband musical? Well, I'd love to talk to him.
Do you always burst into people's homes like this, prying into personal affairs? We're not interested.
Marion.
That's one for and one against. Why don't we let the boy's father decide?
The boy's father is dead. Anything else?
Oh, I'm sorry. But that's all the more reason that your brother should have
My
something.
brother is a
You see
10-year-old
that?
problem child who can't understand why his father was taken away. Would you care to explain it to him? He's been brooding about it for 2 years. As to your musical tricks, Mr. Hill, why don't you go into business with some nice carnival man selling gold-painted watches and glass diamond rings?
What? Musical tricks? Miss Peru, I hardly think that if you... I think she likes the idea. Oh, a bit cautious perhaps, but I can admire that in a woman. I'll tell you what, you just keep me alive and I'll be back later in the week.
One moment, Professor. About the boy's measurements. I make all of his clothes. And it's, let's see, sleeve 21, a waist 18, and crouch 14.
Now I must get back to the hotel.
Professor, I do hope you'll excuse Mary. She's not really as cross as she makes herself out.
Leaves that heart, I'm sure she's as lovely as yourself. Good day to you, Widow Peru.
Has he gone?
He has, and I hope not forever. Darling, don't you ever think about your future? Gary, Indiana, conservation class of 5. Now, John.
Now, Mama, surely a girl's future shouldn't depend on encouraging every fast-talking, self-centered, woman-chasing traveling man who comes to town. And the fact that he claims his commodity is music, in this particular case, does not impress me.
All right, darling, all right. Only it's a well-known principle that if you keep the flint in one drawer and the steel in another, you're never going to strike much of a fire.
Mama! Winthrop, I know you're there. Winthrop, would you please go to the library and ask Mrs. Grubb to give you the book I set aside? It's the Indiana State Educational Journal, 1890 to 1910. It's a large brown volume with black corners.
Do I have the...
I've written it all down. You won't have to talk to anyone. Thank you, dear.
Now what are you up to? Why do you need books at this hour of the night?
I have a feeling the Indiana Journal may help me poke some large holes in the professor's claims.
Well, I give up. At your age, if you don't mind my asking, what kind of white knight do you expect to come right along?
Well, it's not a man like Luther Griner who backs me into the ancient history shelf every time he comes into the library.
He does?
Or Ed Gamage in that buggy of his with the removable back seat. But I'm not waiting for a man in shiny white armor either. My white knight, not a Lancelot, nor an angel with wings, just someone who loves me, who's not ashamed of a few nice things. My white knight, what my heart would say if it only knew. and more interested in us than in me. And if occasionally he pondered what makes Shakespeare and Beethoven great, him I could love till I die. Him I could love till I die.
Circulation, you can't wiggle your fingers. And meanwhile, you go blind.
Mommy, it's Papa!
Is that the first thing I said or not?
Yes, George.
Yes! The very first thing I said, or I'll be hanged with the horse. Get that spellbinder's credentials, I said. Morning of July the 4th, 1912. And now what? My wife is off dancing at any and all hours instead of in the home.
Oh, George.
The school board is singing up street and down alley instead of tending to city matters. My oldest girl is boodling around with some wild kid. And my business has fallen off so far I can't even find the balance sheet.
Mayor Shin, I found something very interesting in this book about Professor Hill's alma mater.
His who?
His university.
Oh, I know all about that. As a matter of fact, that's all I can ever get out of him. Gary Conservatory, gold medal class, about 5.
Yes, well, I think if you just read a little bit about the conservatory, you won't have to look much further.
The Wells Fargo wagon! The band instruments!
Going down the street, please let it be for me. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. I wish I knew what it could be.
I got a box of maple sugar for my birthday.
In Georgia, gonna bring them along.
And once I got some grapefruit from Tampa. Montgomery Ford sent me a bathtub and a cross-cut dog.
Wells Fargo wagon is coming now. It's in the breeze, surprise or COD.
Or dishes for
Or it could be.
Yes, it could be. Yes, you're right. It surely could be.
Something special.
Something very, very special now.
Just for me.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. Oh, don't let it pass my door. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. I wish I knew what he was coming for.
I got some sand from Seattle last September.
I hope I get my raisins from Fresno.
The DAR sent a cannon for the courthouse.
Professor.
Kids! Each of you will receive individual instruction in due course. In the meantime, get acquainted with your instruments. Stay off the streets and think about the minuet and D. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da. La-di-da, la-di-da.
Sister, isn't this the most trumpet soloable thing you ever saw? I never thought I'd see anything so trumpet than this trumpet soloable thing. Oh, sister!
Round one for you, Mr. Hill. But I better hear some by-God truth out of this one in pretty short order, or I'll see you in front of the grand jury down at the county seat. Now, Miss Meredith, about that book.
Tom George, Tempest Fugit.
What's your phraseology? Come along with your life. I've got to get something in the library. Now.
Ladies' Dance Committee meets Tuesday nights at the high school.